Hey everyone, Andrew from IDB here with the Zhiyun Crane Gimbal. Now this is the version 2, I believe, and it can hold cameras up to 3.9 pounds, which is going to cover pretty much all your mirrorless cameras and quite a few smaller DSLRs, as long as you're not putting too large of a lens on the front of it. We've covered gimbals from Zhiyun before, and they've always been really good. They're pretty much one of the leaders as far as gimbals go, competing with the likes of DJI. When it comes to stabilizers or gimbals for your smartphone, your options are pretty much limitless. There's like a ton of them out there. CES was filled with them. However, if you're looking for something for a little bit bigger, a mirrorless camera, micro four thirds, or a smaller DSLR, you don't have that many options. And this is definitely one of the most popular ones out there, and they've even introduced some newer versions with additional features. The gimbal itself comes in an awesome little carrying case, which is perfect to hold everything that you need, but it also comes apart a little bit and you can easily fit it into a bag if you need to. There are a variety of tiny bits and bobs that you'll have in here, including batteries, the battery charger, a few different thumb screws, extra USB cable to actually power everything up, a support for any longer lens that you may have, and even the second piece of the handle. It does break down into two different pieces, which makes it pretty awesome for being able to travel and throw in a bag. The battery themselves are surprisingly powerful. You can get between 12 to 18 hours out of a single charge, which is astonishing. You can run an entire couple days at CES without having to recharge it, depending on the load that's on the gimbal. The batteries simply go in the handle and then get screwed together, making it really easy to do and take them out when you take it apart. On the handle of the gimbal itself, you'll find the variety of controls that you have access to, including switching modes, the joystick to move the camera around manually, then a shutter button, and a zoom and zoom out button. And those are going to be used primarily if you have a supported camera, like one from Panasonic or Sony, that this can directly connect to. Otherwise, you can connect it to the app, and you can use the app to control the gimbal. So if you have any of the additional accessories, like you mount this whole thing onto a tripod, you can then control it from your smartphone, moving it around, setting up panoramas, whatever it is that you may do. Balancing this guy is key. There are a ton of variables to consider when you're balancing up your camera, between the sliding plate on the bottom, different bits and bobs that move all over the place, and you really do gotta get it balanced correctly. If you balance it correctly, it's a whole lot easier to use. So definitely spend some time getting that balance right and making sure that your camera isn't going to be kind of tilting one way or another. So what we really want to see is how it works. So some basic controls as far as using goes, you can pretty freely move while keeping the camera fairly in place. I did notice there was a little bit of wobble when I had my camera improperly positioned, like a little bit too far forward. I was able to move around a little bit. So if you move it back and have it more properly in place, definitely holds up a lot better. But you can move quite quickly and still keep the camera pretty much in line. A whole lot better than when you're actually going freehand. And of course, towards the end of the video, we got some sample footage of all the stuff that we were shooting. I love that you have a lot of variations in how you can hold the gimbal, whether you're holding overhand with the camera underslung below or you're holding it above. There's just tons of different options and a lot of ways to use this gimbal. Just like many other gimbals out there, there's a variety of different modes that control how the camera is facing, like whether it's completely focusing on a point, following a certain plane, but allowing you up and down motion. There's just different ones to play with, and it makes it really easy to use. The only downside is that it does get quite heavy. It is hard to hold a 4-pound camera plus the weight of the gimbal and the batteries and everything else for an extended period of time, especially with the length of this battery. You could pretty much go all day without having to worry about it, but it just does get tiring on your arm. And if you're trying to focus on anything too close, it gets a little bit difficult. There's just a little bit of wobble that starts to show up. Obviously, you don't have to use it all handheld. Throw it on a tripod, throw it on one of the other accessories, you're good to go. Obviously, when you're walking, unless you get that really good Steadicam walk down, there's still going to be a little bit of motion, but compared to what it looks like without any stabilizer at all, it is pretty astonishing. Especially other long panoramas and movements are pretty stable as long as your arm is not really tired from an entire day of shooting on a gimbal. We were able to get a lot of really nice slow-mo shots moving across. Everything came out really well. Aside from holding it one-handed, they also sell an accessory where you can mount the gimbal in the center and have two hands holding it at the same time. Makes it a whole lot easier and a whole lot more stable when you're shooting freehand and trying to move quickly. So now there is a little bit of movement here as I'm panning across with my arm, but we compare that to what it looks like when I'm trying as best I can to shoot stable just by holding a handheld. There is a world of difference between the two shots. There is so much you can do with this gimbal. I love gimbals in general, and being able to throw one on my Nikon is an absolute dream. There's so much to do, so many awesome shots, slow-mo shots, long exposure shots, and time lapses. the list is endless. If you got a Sony or Panasonic camera that works directly with the gimbal, that is even better. But if you're looking for a great gimbal for a camera that's going to be under 4 pounds, I cannot see why I wouldn't recommend this. You can find the link for it below in the description, and I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments. Till next time, this is Andrew for IDB.